Okay, we are live.
Oh god. Oh jeez.
If I could do a Morty impression, I would.
Oh jeez, Rick.
That's better than I would have done,
Hmm.
guaranteed.
Yeah, it's a problem with having a lower, deeper voices. It's hard to get those squeaky voice teen voices out.
Mm-hmm. Live. This one. Share. Copy. Paste.
There used to be a time where I could do the Simpsons squeaky voice teen really well, but that was when I was a squeaky voice teen myself.
That makes sense. Yeah.
Hmm. Also, it was the only time in my life where I could appropriately use the line, "If I had a girlfriend, she'd kill me." Now I can't.
Damn it! That's what you get for having a girlfriend.
Or I guess I can't. I guess I can say that now because I don't. I have a fiance.
Technically, yeah.
It's the same thing, but like technically different.
Technically,
which is the best kind of different and correct.
sure. Share now. Okay, we are ready to go.
When do we do our ranking of Futurama songs?
Futurama songs.
Hmm.
I can't even think of one off the top of my head. Oh,
Can't think of Robot Hell?
Yeah, Robot Hell. That's the 1st one that came to mind.
Born to be a Bureaucrat.
Yeah, that's fine. I don't know.
Santa's Workshop.
Okay, yeah.
I'm almost tempted to say "Do the Hustle," even though no one actually sings that. It just features.
Well, that's just
Walking
like
on
saying,
Sunshine, a classic.
Yeah, it's like Don't You Forget About Me.
And specifically Seymour's version of Walking on Sunshine.
Okay, here we go. Hello and welcome once again to Stark or Stank. My name is Aaron, and I'm here with Josh.
Hello, it's me.
It is you, and we are talking today about Thor: Love and Thunder, the 4th Thor movie, the first solo 4th movie.
The Thorth movie, if you will.
Okay, thank you for watching. We'll see you again next time.
That was a fucking quick one. Let's go.
Don't even bother ranking it.
Nah.
Chuck
I've
it straight in the
I've killed
trash.
the entire franchise of not only our podcast, but also the MCU.
Good one.
You're welcome? Someone's welcome.
Somebody's welcome. All right. This is a movie that exists, and it came out, and now we're going to talk about it and rank it. And how do you feel about this movie, Josh?
I remember really enjoying it when I first saw it in the cinemas. Since then, maybe cooled on it a little bit.
Yeah.
I don't know. I still think it's pretty good.
I think it's pretty good. Yeah,
good.
It's a fun time, much like
maybe
a lot of
maybe too fun for its
recent
own good.
movies have been a fun time.
Sure.
Yeah, not the. We'll see.
This is one that I'm quite curious to see where we put this.
I'm also curious because as we discussed before we started recording, I haven't thought about where I'm going to put it at all yet. So
I haven't thought about the core conceit of this show.
No.
Just behind the Starks and the Stanks is the ranking.
We're all going to find out together.
It's going to be an adventure for everyone.
Sure is.
Let's journey into mystery, if you will.
Absolutely. Let's talk about some trivia here for Thor: Love and Thunder.
Hit me with the trivia hammer.
This is just full of Guns N' Roses, just from top to bottom.
What?
Yeah,
could have fooled me.
Okay, so soundtrack stuff with Guns N' Roses tracks. We got some Appetite for Destruction. We got some.
Get some of them twice.
What's the other album? The one that has November Rain.
Use Your Illusion?
Yes. 2?
Yes?
I think so.
I want to say yes.
Anyway, yeah, lots of Guns N' Roses track. The kid's name used to be Astrid, is now Axl, after his favorite singer, Axl Rose.
Yep.
Which, he doesn't say Axl Rose, but just says Axl.
You know what? It might be Use Your Illusion 1.
Oh, okay. Well, there you go. Another child has a very prominent poster of the band in their room. Production designer Nigel Phelps worked on the music video November Rain. And
hell yeah, I do like that music video.
it's an all-time classic. When Jane wakes from a nightmare and sits up bolt upright in bed, that's what they wrote on IMDb. This homages the music video November Rain as well.
Oh yeah, that tracks.
Lots of GNR in this movie.
Yeah, some might say too much.
Some might say, yes, absolutely. And I'm someone who used to love just booting up Burnout Paradise to sit on the menu. Chris Hemsworth.
And just listen to Avril Lavigne's girlfriend.
No. Take me down to Paradise City. The grass screening.
Oh,
pretty.
See, mine was booting up GTA San Andreas and listening to that one rock station until Welcome to the Jungle came on.
Yeah, that's good too. Chris Hemsworth's entire family is in this movie. Sons Sasha and Tristan Hemsworth play young Thor at different ages. His daughter India Rose Hemsworth plays Gore's daughter. Brother Luke Hemsworth plays a stage actor portraying Thor, and his wife Elsa Pataki plays a former lover of Thor. She is the wolf woman on the Woman Wolf.
Oh, neat.
There you go.
Good for them.
Good for them.
Everyone's getting a payday.
Everybody.
Make that money, Hemsworth family.
Not a rich enough family already. They gotta, they've all got to be rich together as a unit.
You don't want to get left behind.
Mm-hmm.
Those rich people, they'll throw you to the wayside.
Absolutely. Vicious.
Don't want to hang out with those Thors.
Absolutely not. At the beginning of this movie, Thor wears a vest over a t-shirt with jeans. This is the uniform of Thunderstrike, a superhero who inherited Thor's powers at some point.
Yeah. Fucking Thunderstrike. It's too stupid and I love it. What was it? Not Chris Masterson. Eric Masterson?
Possibly. Getting into uncharted territory
yes,
for me.
Eric Masterson. Fuck, I amazed myself there.
Good job. These are things we can talk about later. Okay. So obviously, Christian Bale as Gore the God Butcher.
He certainly is.
Something that's not in the movie is the connection to symbiotes. So in the comics, Gore the God Butcher's powers are shared with the symbiote beings Venom, Carnage, etc. Due to Gore's weapon, the Necrosword, being created by Null, the dark god of the symbiotes. The film makes no mention of the symbiotes, as they are currently having films produced by Columbia Pictures, though one made it to Marvel Cinematic Universe in Spider-Man No Way Home, in that lovely, amazing, the lovely, amazing post-credits scene that we all love.
Absolutely not. This is slander. My lawyers will be in touch.
Thus, the previous wielder of the Necrosword, implied to be Null, is made by an unknown and unnamed figure. So there you go. No Null for us.
Yeah, I remember in the lead up to this, because we had recently seen Eternals.
Yeah,
we knew Gore was coming up.
Mm-hmm.
There was a lot of speculation on if Null would be in this, or if there would be any mention of Null or the symbiote connection there.
Yeah,
and then there wasn't. Which, fair enough. It's a whole thing. Yeah. If it means I have to deal with Sony's bullshit, then I'll take that. Get rid of that.
This film was not released in Malaysia, Brunei, Kuwait, or Bahrain due to Disney's refusal to cut any LGBT elements, making it the third MCU film after Eternals and Multiverse of Madness to share the same fate. There you go.
Which is wild because there's so little in it.
Well, I don't think that they don't gauge by how much is in it, just if it's there.
Oh yeah, and it's an on-off switch. It's not
exactly.
It's not a dial.
There's no dial. Yeah. There we go. That is trivia for now, but we can discuss some more later as we go on for very specific
future trivia.
Future trivia to come. Now we head to our favorite website to shit on, fandom.com.
Fuck those guys.
Where fucking shit website, tell you what. But fantastic resource for poorly written plot synopsis.
Okay, I'm glad you added that bit in. You were just gonna say fantastic resource. I was like, I don't agree.
Gotta just twist the knife a little bit.
Just stick the boot in one more time.
That's right. Here we are. Gore, the last of his people. Well, he does have a daughter at the beginning of the movie.
Nah, he's soon to be the last of his people.
Doesn't say that. Just says last of his people.
Yeah,
Spends his days...
Children aren't people.
No, that's true. That is true. Spends his days striving to survive on a barren desert with his daughter. He prays to his god... Rapu? Sounds good.
I don't know that he's ever named in the film.
I think he is, because I had subtitles on today, and I'm pretty sure he said it. But
well, all right then.
I'm guessing it's not Rapu. Is my point.
It's probably Rapu.
Probably Rapu. For help, but his daughter soon dies of starvation. Just as he begins to hear a voice calling out to him in the distance, Gore discovers an oasis where he finds Rapu, who had killed the latest wielder of an ancient weapon known as All Black the Necro Sword.
That's the one.
Okay, I didn't know the All Black part.
You didn't know it was called All Black the Necro Sword?
I thought it was the Necro Sword. I didn't realize.
Oh, it's so much cooler than that.
You do love the All Blacks. That is true.
I'm nationally obliged.
Yes, absolutely.
Yes. Don't know the first thing about
you
sports.
You would go straight to jail if you didn't like them.
Oh, yeah. Yep.
It's a legal requirement. Rapu makes fun of Gore for his helplessness and refuses to provide any assistance. Feeling betrayed, Gore claims the Necrosword and beheads him and vows for the elimination of all gods. That's the beginning of this movie. It sure is a beginning.
I don't know that any film that I've ever seen has made such a strong, compelling argument for atheism so quickly.
Mm-hmm.
Fuck that guy, man. What a piece of shit.
Absolutely. It's a very depressing way to start the movie, and then immediately goes into, I don't know. It's not that goofy of a beginning, but it is.
Enya's there.
Enya is there, but she's a little bit later. For right now, yeah, she shows up.
Doesn't it go
when Thor shows up? When fucking what's his name? Korg starts telling the
narrating.
Yeah, that's when Enya comes.
Yeah, is that not immediately after the?
Yeah, I'm just talking about this beginning section for now.
Yeah, okay.
When it goes
this beginning
from
section is
dead
very,
daughter
very
to there's a floaty-headed god. Not great effects.
He does look fucking weird in that, doesn't he?
Yeah.
I'm glad that's not just me.
It's just like they put his head onto a CG body or something. It's very
well. It has to be because he's like ridiculously big.
They used to have ways of doing that without CG.
I mean, they still have them. They just don't fucking do them.
Yeah, I know.
I do like the flower people just bursting into petals.
I like those weird other characters that are there with him. Those are fun.
Love unexplained alien beings.
Yeah.
It's great.
Yeah,
gonna get a lot of that.
Mm-hmm. It's just going straight from very depressing to, oh, we're in a fun little forest with a goofy god. And like
I don't know.
immediately the tonal shift is apparent, and then it gets even more tonally shifty as soon as Thor shows up in the
Jarring.
next. Yes.
I see. I don't know that the jarring tone sort of hit for me at this point. It was they're really hammering home that the gods are shitty
Mm-hmm.
and don't give a shit about anyone apart from themselves.
Right.
And so while life is hard for Gore and normal people, life is a fucking party for Rapu and his
Right.
mates.
Yeah.
They fucking love it.
Mm-hmm.
So while he's, off eating fucking like food and getting drunk and having parties with his mates because they just killed the only person who could kill them.
Yes.
Gore's there like, your people have fucking disappeared. I'm all that's left.
Mm-hmm.
Good job, idiot. And then he almost gets killed for it.
Yeah.
Like the gods suck. They are wrathful. They are spiteful. They're pieces of shit and they deserve to die.
Mm-hmm. Oh yeah.
So
makes a great
that's
case.
Yeah. If nothing else, this opening scene leaves us with Gore. Maybe he has something.
He does. Absolutely.
He definitely has a sword.
Yeah, it's a cool sword. All black, apparently.
Black. Yep.
Thor continues his adventures with the Guardians of the Galaxy, responding to distress calls across the universe while working to get back in shape. However, Thor remains discontent with where he is in life and intends to retire. An influx of distress calls regarding Gore emerge, one of them being from Sif, who had hunted him down. Thor and Korg respond to Sif's call, parting ways with the Guardians, who leave to respond to the others. They find a defeated Sif with her arm severed, who warns them that Gore will attack New Asgard next.
Wow, that
we're
really blazes through.
Yeah, I mean, there's this.
Nothing plot critical happens, but we're just blazing through.
Yeah, this next section is very action heavy for a decent amount of it, and then they have to split up.
And then plot happens.
Yeah, exactly. Cool opening.
But this is where it's like we've gone from grimdark, Gore the God Butcher stuff, to Enya flashback narrated by South Auckland bouncer Korg.
Yeah.
And that's where the jarring tone stuff hit me.
Mm-hmm.
Not that much longer after it hit you.
No. But I mean, it's I guess it was a gradual build up to the tonal shift. I don't know. I don't. Do we need this whole section? Do we need There's not at the beginning of Multiverse of Madness. There's no fucking here's what Doctor Strange has been up to for the past however long.
No. Well, we specifically called out Multiverse of Madness is like getting right to the fucking point. We get in there fast and hard and dirty. Sorry.
Yeah.
This one, I don't know. Do we need a recap? I guess because the last time people saw Thor, he was chunky Thor, depressed Thor from Endgame.
Yeah.
And he's been hanging out with the Guardians, so we want to convey that some amount of time has passed. So we're not just saying, "Hey, Thor's magically thin again," and also he's no longer with the Guardians. The Guardians are fucking off, and it's been 5 minutes. We need to convey that some amount of time has gone.
I guess. I don't know. They could have.
I don't know that we needed the full character recap.
Yeah. I think it's
the
simple,
bit where he's having relationships with pirates and wolf women.
I think you just cut to Thor meditating, and they're like, "Hey, we need you," and he's, I don't know, have like a conversation where he's like,
have a recap between the characters.
Yeah, like just to have the characters talk about it. I don't know. You don't need a whole.
That could have worked. I ultimately agree with you. Yeah. I can just also I get why. But it's also not super necessary. But without it, we don't get Enya. And Enya's one of the few non-Guns N' Roses tracks we get in this.
I guess so, yeah. I guess we do need it then. We do need.
There's one other I can call off the top of my head that isn't a credits track.
Is it just me, or is the score not as good as in this movie as it was in Ragnarok?
Score's fine, but no, it is not. Oh god, who did the Ragnarok one? That was
Fucking I know. I can see him. I know his
Yep.
name. The fucking guy.
The guy from the band.
Yeah.
I'm gonna look this up because I need to.
God, what's his fucking name?
Oh god, who wrote
Mark
the music?
Mothersbaugh did
That's what
Ragnarok
it
score.
was.
And
Yep.
who was here? Because I don't think it was him. If it was, yeah.
They took a couple days off, I guess. I don't know. It's fine, but it's fine in the same sense that 90% of the MCU has fine music where it doesn't intrude on anything. It's not super noticeable, but I'm also not going to remember 99% of it later.
Michael Giacchino and Nami Melumad did the score for this movie.
Sure.
Yes.
It is greatly overshadowed by the Guns N' Roses stuff.
Yeah, it's just not like
Because,
I can
guess
remember.
what? Those are some memorable songs.
In my head, I can remember like specific moments of the score in Ragnarok. I have none of that for this movie. It's
and it sort of had a vibe. Like
Yeah.
it really fit the setting of that movie, and like the weird space adventure vibe worked well with the synths and all that. And there's just nothing of that here.
No.
What this seems to be going for, with specifically regards to the Guns N' Roses stuff, is like this hyper 80s rock god aesthetic.
Yeah.
Which is weird because Gunners are a 90s band in my brain. Late 80s, early 90s. But like, if you wanted to go for that vibe, you'd probably go for more than just Guns N' Roses. You'd put some Kiss in there. You'd go for some Dio. You'd go for a lot of different things.
Yeah, again, like that's another. You've gone from Led Zeppelin being the main sort of.
Admittedly, the same song twice, but it's the one you'd use.
Yeah, exactly. You're going from that to. I mean, I like Guns N' Roses, but like, come on. It's a downgrade.
Yeah, there's a handful of songs where I'd be like, okay, I'd maybe have this in a conversation with Immigrant Song, but not for long.
No. But anyway,
Enya though.
Enya's great.
Now, can we talk about that action scene though?
Goofy as fuck. I love it so much.
I love those Muppet aliens. Yeah. They're the best.
Muppet bird
I want more
things.
of them.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, with big
They're
fucking
really
googly eyes.
Amazing.
And just, everything that Thor is doing in this scene with his fucking big Stormbreaker throw that has the arc lightning through the wave of vehicles. And doing the Van Damme split
kick thing, yep. And I love their fucking things that they're driving, whatever those things are.
Yeah, the weird Mad Max space cycle bullshit.
It's great.
It's everything really about this action scene I love. Yeah. It's also preceded by a weird detail that I had not clocked until this viewing. When Thor goes to meditate, he plants Stormbreaker in the ground. Literally plants it, because when he takes it back up, it's got roots and it's growing because it's a tree. It's roots arm.
Yeah.
And then he jumps off a cliff riding it like a witch's broomstick. And I never noticed that before. I'm like, that's the stupidest shit in the world. And as I messaged you to say that, he flies off in the background still riding it. I'm like, what? When? Was that always there? I have to assume.
Yeah, it was. Yeah. It's very good. And also a reference to, I can't remember what movie it was, but someone made a reference to him riding his thing. It's riding his axe in another movie.
Hammer?
The hammer or the axe.
Korg makes the joke about the hammer pulling him off.
Right.
But I feel like there was, it might have been in that conversation.
I feel like there was a direct thing, someone said that they thought that he rode his hammer or rode. I don't know. Okay, I believe it was in trivia, but I didn't add that trivia to my list. So here we are.
Still, I mean, look, it's one of those things where if I could fly with the axe, I'd definitely try it once just to see if it still worked.
For sure. Absolutely.
Yeah, untold destruction of planets like Holy Temple. Good stuff. Thor, I believe the quote is another classic Thor adventure as the place
Yeah.
crumbles behind
Hurrah!
him.
He says,
Hurrah!
hurrah.
Yeah, that's it. And as a gift for his help, he's gifted with the screaming goats.
Yes, he's gifted with the
You
screaming goats, which,
do you have thoughts about the goats?
well, firstly, let's say Thor's goats, Tooth Grinder and Tooth Gnasher, appear in the film. These goats had appeared in both the Marvel Comics and a Norse myth of Thor. Their constant yelling is a reference to the infamous internet video of a screaming goat. Thor considers his goats good for eating. That's what he says in the movie. In Norse mythology, Thor often slaughtered his goats and ate their meat, then resurrected them with his power.
Yep. So the screaming goats thing is fake, which is a shame, I guess. They really did pick the most annoying screams to give these fuckers. That said, every time I thought I was like done having a laugh at them, they'd show up again, and I'd laugh again, and I'd be like, "Fuck." I wasn't over it.
It's one of those things where at first it's funny, and then it starts to get old, and then by the end you come back around and it's like funny
yeah,
again.
They shoot the moon and it gets good again.
Yeah. I don't know. I don't know. It's funny. I like hearing.
There's very specific uses of it that are fun.
Yeah.
Where, like, when they go to find Sif, they get like ejected out of the Bifrost, and there's the big explosion in the rainbow, and you just hear. Or there's the bit where they fly into the planet when they're going to look for Gore, and it's just the scream. Yep. Specific use cases are very, very good, but I think they're only very, very good because it does that thing where it gets old and then it gets good again.
Yes. The Guardians. They're here. They don't do much, but
they sure don't.
You can definitely.
In fact, I'm not sure they do anything.
You can definitely tell that Chris Pratt filmed this on, on a break. He wasn't getting buff for this movie. Like, you look at him in any of the Guardians movies, and he's like really skinny in this movie compared to how he usually is for a Guardians movie.
He's been cutting and not bulking.
Yeah.
I think the most memorable thing that the Guardians do is Drax gets kicked by one of the goats.
Sure. Kraglin gets married.
Yeah, that's the thing that happens. While Korg is trying to think of the special whistle you use to call the goats, he gets Mantis to take a crack, and she just goes, "Arr!" And he's like, "Nope, that's not it."
Yeah.
I don't know. They're here,
they leave,
and then they're gone.
Which is
probably for the best. They have a better movie to be in.
They do. They have a much better movie to be in. But
and also a Christmas special.
Yeah, exactly.
Where's Thor's Christmas special?
Yeah, he doesn't have one. What else? Oh, Sif.
Sif's back.
She's back, and she's one arm less than she was before.
Yeah.
Her arm may have gone to Valhalla. Who knows? Who knows for sure?
The sheer shock when she's on the battlefield dying. She's like, "No, leave me. I want to go to Valhalla." And Thor breaks into it. No, you have to have died in the battle to go. Yeah. And she's like, "What? Shit!" It's good. I like that she's back again.
Yeah, she disappeared with no explanation.
It's a shame she doesn't get to do much. But I guess that's the case of Lady Sif in the MCU. It's a shame she doesn't get to do much.
Maybe the next movie. Who knows?
Maybe
she can be the cool sidekick character in the next Thor
sure
movie.
I'd be down.
Same. That's that. Meanwhile, Dr. Jane Foster undergoes treatment for stage 4 cancer. Efforts to research for a cure prove futile, and she begins to lose hope. But Foster becomes inspired to travel to New Asgard in hopes that their magic can help eliminate the cancer. As Thor has unknowingly enchanted it to protect Foster while they were together, Mjolnir becomes drawn to her presence, fusing itself back together and imbuing her with the powers of the mighty Thor. That all that gets
But-
explained later.
Yeah. I don't like to be a pedant, but it seems mighty convenient that Mjolnir, a magical item that was broken and was quite a traumatic experience for Thor, just sort of wills itself back together because of love, promise, magic.
Yeah.
Which, I mean, it's fine. It's as good a reason as any. It is all magic, ultimately.
Yeah. It's it's very convenient, but I mean, a lot of
the result is cool, so I'm not arguing.
Yeah, exactly.
Too hard.
It's all about the journey, not the pre-destination.
Yeah.
Anyway,
Rule of cool.
Rule of cool. There we go. That's a way better saying.
It is. It's a much better saying. Yeah, Darcy's here.
Darcy is here for the 5 seconds, and then she's gone.
I feel like she's maybe the best use of comedy in this movie when put in direct contrast to the darker elements. Because she's in a scene where they are talking specifically about Jane's cancer. And she gets to crack a couple of jokes, but like it doesn't take away from the kind of grimness of the scene.
Right. Yeah. I gotcha.
You know, like Jane's just like, no, well, this isn't even so bad. It's not so bad. And then she's like, you've got stage 4. Yeah, out of how many stages? 4.
Right. Yeah, I don't know. This is all fine.
Yep.
It sure is a part of this movie.
It is quick and effective storytelling, unlike that weird recap.
Yeah, unlike the weird recap. That night, Gorr uses the Necrosword to swarm New Asgard with shadow monsters. Thor, Korg, and Sif arrive to confront them, as does King, Valkyrie, and Foster, who Thor is surprised to see. While they were able to repel the monsters, Gorr escapes with Asgard's children, including Heimdall's son, Axel Heimdallson. Thor communicates with Axel and deduces that the children are in the Shadow Realm. Knowing that Gorr's strength would be at its peak there, Mighty Thor, Valkyrie, and Korg travel to Omnipotent City to warn Zeus of Gorr and ask for an army to help fight him.
The Shadow Monster attack has some fun action. It's where we get to see Mjolnir back in action and doing cool ass shit.
Yeah.
The way Jane wields that thing is fucking rad. The way the shards break apart and fly out and just shotgun blast people.
That stuff's
cool
really
as
cool.
hell.
Yeah.
You get Thor's armor envy, which is funny.
The helmet, he flips it up to make it even taller.
Like he blasts in with the fur coat and his normal armor, sees her, gets the blue and gold armor, which is already ridiculous.
Yeah.
And then when she turns back, his little fucking helmet wings extend further.
It's funny. I like the I don't know, shadowy creatures. Those are cool.
Yeah, they're neat looking.
Kidnap all those kids. I love a creepy monstery cage.
Yeah,
always good.
Who doesn't love a creepy cage? Gorr is creepy. Gorr is very creepy.
I think Gorr's great. I think he's like a decent villain with a decent.
It's hard to come by.
Yeah, a decent backstory
motivation.
and and he's just
played well.
He played well. He's just in the wrong movie.
Yeah. I think I pretty much agree with that. And
bummer.
We'll talk about this much later. There were a lot of people talking about tonal dissonance.
Yes.
For this movie when it first came out. I didn't agree super hard at the time. Upon rewatch, there's definitely something to be said for it.
Yeah.
Gorr is not the villain you have in the jokey comedy movie.
No. Absolutely not, but here he is. And what else? Yeah,
Valkyrie did an Old Spice commercial.
yeah, all the new Asgard stuff with what's the name of
tourist destination.
is it an ice cream place or something? There's a
Oh god, Infinity something.
Yeah, Infinity something.
I don't know. I wasn't paying that much attention, but they've got the old like Viking space longships set up for tour rides and shit.
Mm-hmm.
And the guy giving guided tours and showing people the shattered remains of Mjolnir legitimately sounds like someone ripped straight out of fucking Hobbiton in New Zealand.
Well,
one of those tour guides.
Isn't he the guy that was in the shorts for?
Was he
Ragnarok? Yeah, he's the Thor's roommate. Yeah, from those.
God, I would never have picked that because I only watched those things once when that movie came out.
Yeah. Yeah. This scene's great. Yeah, like you said, the Jane stuff is really good, and the Thor's...
I think she looks great. Also,
yeah,
that fucking costume's super cool, and buff Natalie Portman.
Yeah. Although there is a lot of CG.
There's a lot, but there's not all.
Not all, but if you look at the behind the scenes stuff, she's wearing dots on her arms, and
for sure,
they're making her more buff than she was. But
that's
yes,
fine.
She's very cool, and they make her taller. I think she seems taller
and blonder.
Yeah, and yeah, the whole Thor envy stuff is great. And him wanting Mjolnir back, and
yeah, how do you feel about the weapon envy stuff specifically?
Yeah, I'm fine with that. That's funny.
You're okay with that?
That's very funny.
It is quite good. My favorite one is like he's sort of like subtly motioning to Mjolnir, like come here, boy, come here, and then Stormbreaker floats in the scene and looks at him.
Yeah. That's the best one.
And that also becomes a plot point because now Stormbreaker's having a fucking hissy fit and won't use the Bifrost properly.
Right. Yeah.
Which
giving the hammer and an axe like personalities. Yeah, it's funny. Mjolnir
doesn't even seem to have much personality here. It's all Stormbreaker.
It's all Stormbreaker. Yeah, you're right. It's good stuff. They take a goat ride.
I was going to say, is this where we have the flashback to the legend of Thor and Jane? How they got together and then broke up?
Is it here? It probably is. I think I have some trivia here.
Because this one is another use of non-Guns N' Roses licensed tracks, is Our Last Summer by ABBA.
Right.
It's a weird one, but sure.
When Thor and Jane discuss their breakup, Jane estimates it happened 3 years ago, while Thor says 8. The reason for that difference is Jane was dusted for 5 years in the blip after Infinity War. And contrary to Thor saying to Loki that it was a mutual dumping in Thor Ragnarok, this movie makes it clear that Jane was the one who finally pulled the plug.
Yeah, I don't think we needed to see that to know that Thor was talking bullshit for that.
Right, yeah, no. But
I like yeah. There's a bit where they're like roller skating together.
Yeah.
And she's got her hands on his hips and he's holding Mjolnir, which is like slowly dragging them along.
Yeah.
Also using work as an excuse to get out of like dinner. He holds up his phone and it says Nick Fury.
Mm-hmm.
That got a laugh out of me. I like Nick Fury.
Nick Fury is a great name.
And also, just while we're on it,
yes,
the argument about the dishes, which is like, I gotta stay up and analyze this data all night. And he's like, I've got to stay up and do these dishes. There's 2 dishes.
Yeah,
they really give that argument their all. It's fucking great.
Yes, good. I mean, again, I don't think it was
unnecessary
flashback, but it's fine.
There's stuff to like.
There are definitely things that are enjoyable in that flashback. Unconvinced that Gore is a threat to omnipotent city, Zeus instead has Thor captured, forcing the others to intervene and fend off Zeus's men. In the scuffle, Zeus uses his thunderbolt to destroy Korg's body, Only his face remains intact, although this is enough for him to survive. Enraged, Thor uses the Thunderbolt to impale Zeus in the chest, which Valkyrie steals as the group escapes to confront Gore in the Shadow Realm. On the way, Thor learns of Foster's cancer diagnosis, and the two rekindle their relationship. So we take a goat ride to Omnipotent City, screaming all the way. There are many things to see in Omnipotent City.
Plenty.
Such as.
Would you like me to list some?
Oh, you got some too. Well, you go.
No, I mean I've got 3 specifically.
Okay, you tell me which ones you got.
Your bow.
Okay.
Bow buttons, which is silly.
Okay.
I'm pretty sure Bast is there.
Bast, the Panther goddess of Wakanda, who appeared in Black Panther, is there.
Yep. You have the Moldy god Tumatawanga.
Okay. Yeah.
Which is specifically that's for me. That was in there for me specifically.
Yes.
And I think that's cool. Anyway, please hit me with your actual trivia.
We have a dragon from Ta Lo, which previously appeared in Shang-Chi. And also Jade Mirai, better known as Yu Wang, the Jade Emperor, who was an enemy of Shang-Chi. And then also Mikaboshi, the Dread Star of Heaven, a Japanese god and villain, though he does nothing in the film.
Yeah, I know Mikaboshi. He was in a story with Ares when Ares was on the Dark Avengers.
Okay. There you go. They're the ones that I got.
Also, Dionysus is there.
Yes.
Who specifically calls out to Zeus, "Yeah, go, Dad." I had to rewind it because I'm like, wait, no, Hercules isn't in this scene, is he? I look back, I'm like, Dionysus, what the fuck happened to you, buddy?
It was Russell Crowe's idea to have Zeus speak with a Greek accent.
God of Carpentry, that's the other one.
Yes,
sorry.
Yeah. And we don't see, but we do know who it is.
You know it's Jesus.
It was Russell Crowe's idea to have Zeus speak with a Greek accent. Director Taika Waititi wanted a British accent for the Greek god, so he had Crowe do every take once in the Greek accent and once in a British accent. Waititi then determined that Crowe was right and the Greek accent worked best.
They chose correctly. Zeus, by way of Con the Fruiterer, is the fucking greatest thing ever.
It's amazing. It's so good.
Dainty little fucking walk down the stairs holding his skirt.
Lifts his skirt up, yeah. That's very good.
It's fantastic. So many people gave the movie shit for that specifically, and those people are wrong.
It's one of the best things about the movie.
It really is.
I also love the fight scene we get here and like all the gold blood going everywhere.
Yes.
Very cool.
Yep. Whipping around the like lightning chains and shit.
Yeah.
Valkyrie gets to do cool shit. Jane gets to do cool shit. Cog almost dies. Can't have everything.
Can't have everything.
It's weird. It is weird how hard I have turned on Korg in this movie. Because in Ragnarok, love Korg. Fantastic.
Yeah.
In Endgame, for the brief amount of time that he's there, I like him. He's fine. In this, I'm like, Korg, please stop. I need you to stop, buddy. We have enough comedy. I need you to stay in Asgard for a bit. Yeah.
And it's not, and the jokes that Korg makes aren't amazing. It's, he gets Jane's name wrong a bunch. Like,
yep.
Oh, okay. It's not great. But anyway, he is there.
Yeah. He sure is. I do like that when he's tied to Valkyrie's back with her hair, it looks like he has a mustache. That's fun.
Yeah, that is good.
And we get more Guns N' Roses. Sweet Child of Mine plays as the goats come in for the rescue.
Get that.
There are also some not some Eternals, some Celestials looking through the window as they blast out.
Oh, okay. I didn't recognize that.
Like as the goats are going through the wall, there's some Celestials who like watch them as they go.
Okay, cool. Always good to see some Celestials.
Is it?
I mean, sure.
They seem bad.
I don't know. I mean, they're bad, but they're kind of cool.
Oh yeah, no, they're definitely cool.
Yeah. Yes, and then they get the thunderbolt, which is just a thunderbolt. Like it's not. It's like a piece of plastic shaped like a thunderbolt. I don't know. It's a weird thing that exists.
It's two pieces of plastic.
Sorry, yes, that magnetize
connect.
together.
Watching Zeus do flourishes and shit with that is the stupidest, and I love it.
All right,
it looks so lame.
He's been around for billions of years. I don't know how long Zeus has been around, but like he still gets joy out of doing thunderbolt tricks.
It makes me think of that old Family Guy joke where it's like, oh, Jesus wasn't actually that magical. His fucking miracles were just like,
right, yeah,
like fucking hand tricks and illusions and shit.
Yeah. Yes, and they're on their way to the shadow. What do they call it? The Shadow Realm? Yes, it is.
No Shadow Realm.
Shadow Realm. We get Thor and Jane, and she talking, and she finally tells him that she has cancer, and the movie goes back to reminding you that right, there's depressing things in this movie. That's been pretty goofy most of the time.
To its credit, while the depressing shit is on screen, I feel like they handle it fairly well. Like they have mature conversations about death and mortality.
Yeah.
But then we hit the handbrake super hard and take a left turn into silly fun town.
Yes. It's just very
there's no seamless weaving in and out here.
Upon arrival, they attempt to locate the children, only to realize that they had fallen for a trap. Gore intended to take Stormbreaker in order to utilize the Bifrost Bridge to access Eternity, where he can wish for the extinction of the gods. They battle Gore and his shadow monsters once more, but are forced to flee back to New Asgard once Valkyrie and Mighty Thor are weakened. Before Stormbreaker can be transported across the Bifrost, Gore steals it. Thor is informed that the effects of Mjolnir are aggravating Foster's cancer, and he urges her to stay behind to recover. Valkyrie is also unable to continue fighting, leaving the Thunderbolt in Thor's possession so that he can fight Gore again. I like this Shadow Realm stuff. It's black and white with, every now and then.
Yeah, on a tiny planet.
Yeah, shots of color. And I also like, I don't know if this was in like a behind the scenes thing or what, but the way they shot this when they're fighting outside with the sun going around, is that they had these lights that were spinning like really, really fast as they were filming, and they spun so fast that it basically meant that they had light from every angle for each shot. So they could pick where the light was coming from for each shot, and it's if you watch it, you can see the way they use it effectively. It's pretty cool.
I was going to say, but that sort of plays into how when say there's like a lightning effect on a weapon, it sort of lights up a space around it. You get color on that only. Is that how that sort of like would work into that?
Yeah, exactly.
Because I do like that quite a lot.
Mm-hmm. It's a neat trick. It sounds very expensive, but they got Disney money. Good fight. It's okay. We get some shadow creatures coming out, and
it's not the coolest fight.
No,
but I think just the visuals of it make up for a lot of the. It's fine. And again, Gore gets to be incredibly creepy in this. He gets up real close to people and has gross teeth.
Yeah, that scene's really cool.
Really creepy eyes.
The scene where he's talking to them, and it's really cool. God, he's so good.
He's very good. Christian Bale's acting the shit out of this.
It's
a shame he just does not fit.
Oh, such a bummer.
Yeah, it really is.
Really depressing.
Like cancer.
If he was in all the scenes with the cancer, that would make sense.
Then it might actually be a bit more fitting.
Right. At the center of the universe, Gore begins opening Eternity's gate with Stormbreaker. Thor arrives using Thunderbolt and imbues the children with the power of Thor, giving them enough strength to overcome the remaining shadow monsters. Gore gains the upper hand against Thor. Having sensed his distress, Foster decides to wield Mjolnir again despite her weakened condition and joins the fight through using Valkyrie's winged horse. Thor gives Mighty Thor ample time to use Mjolnir to shatter the Necrosword into pieces, dooming herself and Gore. Thor recovers Stormbreaker and has the children use it to return home, but they could not stop Gore from entering Eternity.
It's true.
A lot of stuff.
The whole of Eternity's fucking cool as far as locations go.
Mm-hmm.
Big statues around the outside. You got various cosmic beings.
Yep.
Do you have a list?
No.
I've got some that I can name.
That was not in the trivia.
Some I can name off the top of my head.
Mm-hmm.
The Living Tribunal's there. Mm-hmm. I think the Watcher is there.
Okay.
Death is there.
Okay.
Infinity. I want to say Chthon might be there.
Okay.
And those are the ones I can name right there.
All right. There you go.
Oh, and Eternity itself.
Of course.
It's their hall.
I feel like now that we've gotten to this fight again, I feel like the action scenes aren't amazing in this movie. They're okay. They're fine.
I think they are memorable. I'm not sure that they're great, but I think there's at least one thing that happens in most of them that makes me think, yeah, I like the action in this.
I think the settings are memorable. I don't know if actual moments of the fights are extremely memorable, except for at the end here where all the kids get to use bunny rabbits as weapons or whatever the fuck.
They get to be a little bit of Thor.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think... So you got the first one, which is a genuinely fun action sequence.
Yeah, with the bird
guys.
guys.
The Shadow Monster one, which again, fun. There's some cool Mjolnir stuff going on.
Yeah.
You've got the Shadow Planet one, which is visually cool, but not necessarily cool action. Right. You've got the Omnipotent City one, which is good.
Yes.
And has the cool gold spray and stuff.
Yeah.
And then this one is there's some fun action. Thor's doing some cool shit.
Mm-hmm.
Jane isn't here. Well, Jane does appear at some point and does some cool shit.
Yeah.
And the kids. I think the kids getting to do cool shit is fucking rad.
Yeah.
Because ultimately, these are comic book movies, and you should have something for the kids.
Sure. It's just funny. It's just having the kids do funny shit. There's that little girl, she has a magic wand or something, and she splits one of the monsters in half, and she's just That's really fucking funny.
There's that one kid screaming with the bunny rabbit, and everyone else is just fighting with debris. I guess not every kid got taken with their toys.
Right.
But yeah, they get to do cool stuff.
Mm-hmm.
It's about damn time that some kids got to do some cool stuff.
Sure.
While not being the main characters of the thing. I do like the choice of November Rain for a song here, because I never would have expected it.
Right.
And the refrain of "You're not the only one" is fun, because one, there's Thor and the kid Thors, and also Jane Thor. Yes. There's a lot of other Thors.
Many a Thor to be seen in this scene, yes.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and then Gore opens the door, and here we are.
Here we are.
Here we are. Did you? I mean, okay, we'll talk about it in a sec. Thor calls out to Gore and pleads for him to choose love over death as he rushes to Mighty Thor's side. The love reminded him of the love he had for his daughter, thus deciding to use his wish to resurrect her. Foster soon succumbs to the cancer, vanishing into Valhalla. Well, that's spoiling the later scene. All right. Thor accepts Gore's request to take custody of his daughter before he dies from the Necrosword's curse.
I don't think there was anything that legal about it. When you say custody, my brain thinks legal proceedings and such. But she's
It would have been
a
great
resurrected alien child.
if it cut from that scene where they're in front of eternity.
And just filling out papers.
Just him filling out papers.
Sure would be strange.
I
mean, it wouldn't feel that out of place in this fucking goofy movie.
Yeah, no, it probably wouldn't be. Bringing the daughter back is like, it's a bit of a cop out. I don't know.
It is, but I feel like they're pretty well established that eternity, you get there, you get one wish.
Yeah,
you can make it anything, and it's not so much a cop out in my eyes. It's just because we no longer have All Black the Necro Sword influencing Gore. He's probably feeling pretty shitty at this point. He's tired. He's beat up. He's about to win, but the thing that's like reinforcing all of these negative, evil-ish thoughts of God murder is no longer in his possession.
Right.
And I don't know. Probably feels pretty sad in general. Seems like a sad guy, that Gore.
Yeah, I don't think he's happy. Well, there is that one time he's happy when he's...
There's that one bit he's smiling.
He cuts the snake's head off or whatever. Yeah.
Yeah.
And he loves that part.
I take it back. That guy loves it.
He's never not happy. Yeah, I don't know. It's just...
It's fine.
We've come all this way just to have them go... What about if you just brought your daughter back?
What if you just didn't? What if you just didn't?
Oh, I hadn't thought about that at all. At any point up until this moment.
All Black the Necro Sword is very convincing.
I guess so.
I'd listen to it.
You'd have no choice, probably.
Yeah, exactly. It's against the law.
Exactly.
Not.
You have to trust the sword, and then also like the football team.
Yep. Football. Love football.
Foosballs.
Nope, not that one.
Foosballs. I'm pretty sure that's what it's called. I don't know. It's got a ball. Sports ball.
It does have a ball. You're right. I mean, no, God, no. Oh.
In the aftermath, a statue of Foster as the mighty Thor was erected in New Asgard. Sif and Valkyrie begin training the children in combat, while Kong's body fully regenerates as he seeks to produce an offspring. Thor starts to raise Gore's daughter as his own, entrusting her with Stormbreaker while he wields Mjolnir into battle. The two begin traveling the galaxy, offering assistance to whomever needs it, becoming known as Love and Thunder. In the meanwhile, Zeus begins to recover from his injuries as he sends out his son Hercules to kill Thor. Foster encounters Heimdall in the afterlife, who welcomes her to Valhalla.
Yep, that's a succinct summary of what happened.
That is the end of this movie.
Yeah. I didn't mind it in the viewing of it, but in retrospect, the Korg recaps do this film a disservice. I think the intro one is mostly unnecessary. The Jane and Thor one is fine.
Yes.
Again, mostly unnecessary, but has some fun stuff. And then relegating the ending to and here's what happened to all of our characters.
Right. Yeah.
Sort of epilogue recap is like, it feels lazy.
And it's not like he's constantly there narrating the whole movie. It's just those 3 instances for some reason.
Yeah.
And it's not like it leads anywhere. It's not like at the end, he's like, "Hey kids, gather around and I'll tell you this story," or whatever.
Yeah, it's like, not like. Do we see who he's telling the story to at the start?
Kids, like isn't he? It's like a group of kids he's talking to or something.
Yeah, but which kids? Like, as a framing device, it could work, but I'm not sure it's put together well enough. I don't think it's structurally sound.
No, I agree. It's absolutely not.
It's a weird one.
Yeah, it just makes no sense in the context of the rest of the movie. But you know, this movie is all very disjointed, and
Yep, it's a bit scatterbrained.
it's just another part of this movie, I guess.
Yeah.
You know, Hercules is here. Hey,
Hell yeah! I can't
there
wait
he
for that
is.
never to be fucking capitalized on.
You can look
The
forward
thing I've
to
been talking about for the last like 5 episodes of this.
maybe seeing him again at some point. Who knows?
I fucking hope so because I love comic book Hercules, but
Yeah.
every day I'm filled with less and less hope for Hercules in the MCU.
Yep. There you go.
It's
Just weird that
have,
that Thor now has a kid that he's taking care of.
yeah. I appreciate the. I feel like, look, I'm not a parent. I can't speak to this experience, so maybe you can shed some light on this.
Okay,
but
here we go.
I feel like that last scene with Thor and Gore's daughter is very real parenting.
Yeah, I guess.
Our kids stubborn little shits.
Absolutely.
Oh, good.
Absolutely. That's not even a question.
Oh, okay.
Especially when they're, you know, older.
They deface your stuff, and you're just like, yeah, I guess so.
Yep, pretty much.
I guess this is better now. Thank you, child.
Thank you, child.
That bit in particular, I'm just like, I feel like this is something Aaron's done.
Yeah.
Probably. I don't know. Is the kid ever named in the movie apart from being called Love and Thunder?
No, I don't think so.
I guess she's
they ever
just
say her
Love,
name,
right?
Guess so. Now is the part of the show where we talk about what we liked and what we did not like. In the section, it's the title of the show, Stark or Stank.
Yeah, I don't know why you said it like that.
Start with the Starks, the things we liked.
I will.
Go, Josh.
You did it last week, so I'll go. The first Stark for me is the visuals, specifically in the action scenes, but there's a lot of stuff to like here. I really like the gold blood spray in Omnipotent City. I really like the monochrome dark realm with the little selected bits of lighting and color.
Yep.
I really like the fucking the Mjolnir breaking apart and splitting stuff. That stuff's really cool.
Yep.
Yeah, I just think it has a lot of cool visuals, this movie.
Yeah, it does. I agree.
Not all of them are pulled off 100%. Like,
no,
floaty god face man in the beginning, but there's a lot to like.
Well,
Shadow monsters.
We're at a point where the MCU movies, maybe effects aren't always amazing.
Yeah, we've spoken on this in the past.
Yeah,
they don't get the time and support they need to do a great job, and so a great job is not done all the time.
Exactly.
The best there is, the best that can be done with the time and resources allowed.
At least Rocket Raccoon always looks as just great. He always
we can't fuck that up.
No, exactly. Oh,
we're not allowed.
Could you
imagine?
Every time I see me, I go,
just an untextured patch of Rocket Raccoon shows up in a single scene of this movie. Everyone's fired.
Every time I see him, I'm like, yeah, yes, good effects. Finally, here we are.
That's a Rocket Raccoon.
Good stuff.
And then he looks sad, and you're like, no,
no. Oh, I take it back. I don't want to see him ever again. Natalie Portman is a great Thor. That's my first Stark, and it seems like she's having a fun time, which makes this version of Jane. Yeah, which makes this version of Jane Foster the most likable MCU version of Jane Foster. Because, you know, she was just kind of there in the last 2 times she showed up, and now she's actually doing shit, and she kicks ass, and she's cool.
She gets a little more to play with than love interest.
Yes, exactly.
Good. I agree. That is, she is very good in this. I like her.
What is your second Stark?
My second Stark is similarly revolving around some of the actors. Thor: Love and Thunder has some surprising and memorable debuts in the MCU. from specifically Russell Crowe as Zeus by way of Con the Fruiterer,
Mhm.
and Christian Bale as the deeply off-putting Gore the God Butcher,
Uh-huh.
even if he doesn't necessarily fit.
Yes. Well, my second Stark is Christian Bale is great as usual, possibly one of the best MCU villains in a while. However, and then we'll go into the stanks
Yeah.
later.
Yeah.
What is your
Gore's
first?
really good.
Yeah, Gore's fucking great. Really good
Yeah.
villain. What is your first stank?
Fantastic. My first stank, Tone. Love and
Mhm.
Thunder features a lead character dying of cancer and a villain who wants to kill all gods to avenge the death of his daughter and ruin of his entire life and people.
Mhm.
While these elements are handled fine on their own,
Yeah.
they don't mesh super well with Love and Thunder's silly tone and constant jokes.
Yeah. Yes. Bale
And
gets
a direct
done
symptom of this.
dirty by appearing in a movie that just doesn't tonally fit his character. That's what I've written here. Every time he's on screen, you're like, oh, this guy is about to murder everybody. Meanwhile, he's surrounded by screaming goats and people yelling, eat my hammer. This movie is tonally all over the place.
Yeah. It is a shame that one of the Starks of this movie gets overwhelmed by one of the Stanks.
Exactly.
So I think this is the first time that's happened.
Yeah, I think so. It's really
wild.
It's a thing that happened. What's your second stank?
Look, I like Guns N' Roses as much as anyone, but I feel like the rock god vibe Love and Thunder is going for could have used some more rock variety. Enya and ABBA do not count.
I love our stanks are pretty much the same. I put, look, I like Gunners as much as the next guy, but
Wow, word for word almost.
but they ain't no Led Zepp, and the actual score doesn't hit the highs of Ragnarok either.
Yeah, look, there are songs that I could think of off the top of my head that would fit this movie great. Like, even if you just wanted to go Paint by Numbers, Thor is the God of Thunder. God of Thunder by Kiss.
Mhm.
Thunderstruck by AC/DC.
Yeah.
If you want to go with the best song that they've used for any of the marketing, you use Rainbow in the Dark.
Yeah.
And they use that in the credits. I'm like, you've had this the whole time, and you didn't use it. You could have used that while you were escaping Omnipotent City on the Rainbow Road. What the fuck? I do like Guns N' Roses, but all Gunners all the time, it loses its specialness.
It does. Yep.
And they do that same thing that Ragnarok does, where it's like, oh, well, you reuse this song later. Sweet Child of Mine gets used twice. It's not the best song they use in the movie, and I don't even think they use it in like very specifically good moments.
Right. You
use fucking Immigrant Song in Ragnarok and use it at the start and at the end in two fantastic, like, amped up moments. It's unmatched.
Oh, that first scene. That first
Boxing
when he's
and the hammer going around.
Oh, it's so fucking good.
It's so
this
fucking
movie
good.
Wishes it had a moment like that. Fuck.
Couldn't fucking touch Ragnarok.
No.
Couldn't even get close.
So good. All right, now comes the part of the show where we take this movie and we put it in a list with a bunch of other movies, and we pick where we put it. It's called a ranking.
Oh, shit, is that what we do here? That's
what we do. And I'm going to suggest. It's my suggestion this week.
Wait, do you want to read the list first?
Oh, right, yes, okay.
Let's not get ahead of ourselves.
Let's not get ahead of ourselves. You want me to do it?
Would you like me to read the list? I'll read the list. And then,
okay.
Because you're going to be you're going to be putting the first suggestion out here. Okay. So our current standings are Captain America: The Winter Soldier at number 1, followed by, and I'm not numbering the rest. This is going to get too tedious.
Just do it.
Thor: Ragnarok, Avengers: Endgame, Iron Man 3, Guardians of the Galaxy, Doctor Strange in the Multiverse of Madness, Avengers: Infinity War, Captain America: Civil War, Shang-Chi and the Legend of the Ten Rings, Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 2, Moon Knight, The Avengers, Black Panther, Hawkeye, Captain America: The First Avenger, Loki Season 1, WandaVision, Eternals, Ant-Man, Doctor Strange, Spider-Man Homecoming, What If, Iron Man, The Falcon and the Winter Soldier, Spider-Man Far From Home, Spider-Man No Way Home, Black Widow, Thor, Ant-Man and the Wasp, Captain Marvel, Avengers Age of Ultron, The Incredible Hulk, Thor the Dark World, and down the bottom, Iron Man 2.
At number 34.
That's a lot of movies, my God.
And this is our 35th one. Where will we put it? My suggestion
please tell me.
Is that I'm having an issue here.
Tell me your issue, Aaron.
Okay. And it's, do I put it below No Way Home or above No Way Home?
Ooh. Okay.
At number 26.
I tell you what, I think No Way Home is more tonally consistent.
Absolutely. I can get on board with that.
I'm surprised you're putting it above Thor 2011.
That, again, yeah. I don't know. I think this is a Thor. The first Thor is good. It's not great.
Mm-hmm.
I would rather watch a movie like this that swings for the fences.
You'd rather watch an interesting train wreck?
Yeah, exactly. I want to watch a movie that's just like swing for the fences. Yeah, it's not tonally consistent, but like at least it's not fucking boring. Which, I'm not saying the first Thor is boring necessarily. It's just like it's very plain.
But it doesn't have its high highs.
Exactly.
I get what you're going for, and this is the kind of conversation I was having with myself before we jumped on. I was like, do I think that Thor is better than Thor: Love and Thunder? I think Thor is a better made movie, even if you have to watch half of it with your fucking head tilted to the side. But like tonally, it's more consistent. It's a bit better rounded, but it doesn't have any of the high highs that Love and Thunder has. Like Love and Thunder has some really visually cool bits.
Yes.
It's got some great performances. And Thor does have some great performances, but nothing that's quite as show-stealing as Christian Bale in this. This could have used more Dutch angles.
God, if it only had more Dutch angles.
I don't think there's a single one in here, actually.
There's zero. Feel ripped off.
So I don't know. Somewhere between No Way Home and Ant-Man and the Wasp sounds right to me.
Yeah. Is it better or worse than Black Widow?
You're asking me here, and you know that I was much more favorable on Black Widow than you were, because I love Metal Gear, unlike you.
How dare you?
As soon as I said it, I was like, oh no, I fucked up.
You mother...
Look, I think I would rather watch Black Widow again than Thor: Love and Thunder. And maybe that's a recency thing, because I literally watched Thor: Love and Thunder yesterday.
Right. And you've had enough. You're all Love and Thundered out.
There's nothing that frustrates me in Black Widow the way that Thor: Love and Thunder frustrates me.
But again, Black Widow is another one of those ones, just kind of...
It's fine.
It's fine.
Nothing mind-blowing in there, although Florence Pugh's very good in it, and David Harbour's very good in it.
Yeah.
And it's Metal Gear as fuck, and that appeals to me specifically.
Yeah, I say let's put Thor: Love and Thunder at 28.
Which puts it above...
Above Thor, but below Black Widow.
Yeah, okay. I think I can be happy with that, because in my mind, like, depending on how I'm feeling on the day, Thor or Thor: Love and Thunder could swap. It just depends on if I'm in the mood for, like, a more fun, more visually interesting time, or a better movie.
Right. Yeah, exactly.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, I do know what you mean.
A better, if more bland movie.
Right.
Do I want a good time? Do I want a functional time?
Okay, so are we agreeing to put Thor: Love and Thunder at 28?
Yep,
Okay.
I think that's correct.
Well, now that that's so low, get to read out.
It's fucked up that like at a certain point we could look at like every movie. We were going by the metric that every movie above or everything above Iron Man was like great to excellent.
Yeah.
And I guess that still holds true, but now I think we have to set another proviso that everything from Captain Marvel up is good to great.
I would say everything above Captain Marvel. I mean, look,
Is good.
I don't mind watching Age of Ultron. You know, I can put that on
Oh,
and tune
it's
out.
enjoyable.
Yeah.
See, okay, so we've got the delineators of Iron Man and up is great to excellent.
Yes.
Captain Marvel to Iron Man is good.
Yes.
Avengers Age of Ultron is enjoyable, and everything below that is pretty rough, but I'll
Okay.
still watch it if I'm bored.
Sure. Yeah. There you go.
Like I'm not gonna go out of my way to avoid watching these movies.
No.
When the worst you're offering is Iron Man 2, you're doing fine, I guess.
Yeah. It's fine. It's a fine movie that has its moments.
Yeah.
Here we go.
Get ready. Buckle up, folks.
Starting at number 1, our new list: Captain America: The Winter Soldier, Thor: Ragnarok, Avengers: Endgame, Iron Man 3, Guardians of the Galaxy, Doctor Strange and the Multiverse of Madness, Avengers: Infinity War, Civil War. Can barely see the Captain America on top of Civil War there. That's just fully Civil War. Shang-Chi and the Legend of Two Rings, Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 2,
It's happening.
Moon Knight, Avengers, Black Panther, Hawkeye, Captain America: The First Avenger, Loki, Loki Season 1, I need to specify.
Mm-hmm. I did, yep.
WandaVision, Eternals, Ant-Man, Doctor Strange, Spider-Man: Homecoming, What If? That almost threw me off with the assemble.
Yeah, every time.
Iron Man, Falcon and the Winter Soldier, Far From Home, No Way Home, Black Widow, our new number 28, Thor: Love and Thunder, followed by Thor, Ant-Man and the Wasp, Captain Marvel, Avengers: Age of Ultron, The Incredible Hulk, Thor: The Dark World, and finally at number 35, Iron Man 2.
I like that you got to Thor: Love and Thunder, and we would usually stop there, but you literally had less than a quarter or less than a fifth of the list to go. You're like, fuck it.
Yeah,
may as well.
Just keep going. Just to rub it in that Iron Man 2 is still at the bottom.
Yeah,
Perpetuity.
Here's my question to you. Do you think there's anything that can dethrone Iron Man 2 at the bottom there?
Not that I've seen so far.
Mm.
I mean, anything could happen.
It's true. Anything could.
I mean,
wouldn't it be just deeply upsetting if it was Blade?
Oh, don't do that to me. Oh my god.
What do you mean to you? I'm doing it to myself.
No. Deadpool 3. Could be.
It could. It really could go either way.
Yeah. Deadpool 3 could go either way. But yeah. Up until
anything
now,
coming out of this strike really could go. Who knows?
Who knows?
Hey, what's next for Stark or Stank?
On the next episode, we are having our holiday special, and that's meaning that we'll have the two short
holiday specials.
ones. Well, I mean, Werewolf by Night isn't really a holiday special, but it came out around Halloween, so it's
a holiday special.
It's a holiday special, I guess. So
Werewolf by Night Day is a holiday in this house.
So our next episode will be a double feature. We're going to be talking about Werewolf by Night and the Guardians of the Galaxy holiday special.
Because they're both a little bit shorter. They're both holiday. There was no other way we could think of tying them together.
It just made sense to put the two shorter specials together in one episode.
Also jumbled up our timeline a little bit, but
Yeah.
this was so we could do the Christmas one around Christmas because it just feels right. God damn it,
it does. And then after that, we'll be back to doing them in
regularly scheduled podcast
chronological order.
Insofar as this podcast is ever regularly scheduled,
in that it's not at all ever.
Yeah, that way. Not even once.
Not even once. We did have that run of like 5 or 6 episodes.
We did.
Yeah.
We did great, and then we did real bad.
Then we had like a month off. But anyway, next episode. When will it be? Who can say?
Sometime soon, I hope, because I just watched Werewolf by Night.
Who can say when it'll be?
I don't want to remember things a month from now.
Maybe tomorrow. I don't know. Who knows? But thank you for watching. Thank you for listening. We will see you again in the next episode of Stank or Stank. Goodbye.
Bye.
Now I'm going to leave a little bit of a gap because I always end the stream too early.
And it just cuts off the end.
I usually cut you off. But last week I cut off both of us so that neither of us said goodbye.